How to network for business success. Last Friday, I walked into a room full of people, and sometimes that can feel pretty daunting, especially when you don't know anyone, and especially when you don't feel like you're good at networking. But last Friday, I knew a few people, and despite feeling like I'm pretty good at networking, I got a masterclass in removing networking barriers. In this video, we're going to talk about how to network for business success. We're going to look at what networking is, why it's essential to your business growth, the typical struggles and how to overcome them, how to network with ease and authenticity, and how to build a networking philosophy that can serve you for life. Let's get cracking with what business networking is all about. Over the years, I've emceed around 200 networking events. Currently, each month in the southwest of the UK, I run a networking event for up to 40 businesses. Most of those businesses are local within a 25-mile radius, but we've had businesses travel from as far away as Norwich, and we've had interest from the Midlands. Whenever I introduce the concept of networking, I talk about networking as a way to develop your business resources. And the way to develop those resources is through building your own personal resourcefulness as a business owner. It's that resourcefulness, how we get better as individuals, that grows the business. We don't really grow our businesses, they grow us. As we grow, the business grows. At its core, networking is like gardening. Each person in your network represents something different, and by cultivating the relationships as part of your business resource, you grow. Here's what business networking is not. It's not just about shaking hands or exchanging business cards. It's not about making rubbish small talk. It's also not about selling your wares. Business networking is about creating a support network, making friends, building trust, and allowing the right relationships to grow and bloom. It's about building a group of people who can help you grow and vice versa. It's a mutual growth. It's a two-way street. The more you develop as a networker, the more your network will develop. The more your network develops, the more your business will grow, and the more you'll be able to help others. The better you become at networking, the more your business will develop. And as you look out for others, they will look out for you. Networking can open doors for you that you didn't even know existed. Imagine your business as a seed. Alone, that seed might sprout and grow a little bit, but with the right connections, with the sunlight and the water, it can thrive. A strong network supports your growth, and it provides you with insight, and it can become a lifeline for you during challenging times. Every new connection is like adding one more ray of sunshine or one more drop of water to your business ecosystem. As someone who's helped businesses grow, as an outsourced marketing director, I have seen firsthand how transformative the right connections made at the right networking events can be. But I've also seen a lot of businesses struggle. They've struggled to make the commitment to networking, and they've struggled to make networking work for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about why some people struggle with networking next. And I'm going to talk about how you can fix those struggles. So here are the top 3 networking struggles and how to fix them. It can be hard to find the right networking event, and good advice is just get out there and start. When you find a networking event, what you can do is you can tell people that you're new to networking, and you can ask them where else they network. You can make a list and you can just go from there. And I think that kind of generic advice is fair enough, and it can work, but we can do even better. You might want to meet a specific type of person. Reasons to build your network might be because you want to make more sales, create more awareness, develop PR or media contacts, build local contacts, develop a political network in the hope of maybe influencing at a policy level, develop a network in a niche such as business directors or sustainability or a certain type of business agency. You might also want to develop a name for yourself within an industry. Maybe you've got research data, or maybe you've got an edge that you want to share within that industry. Maybe you want to meet like-minded people who have a sustainable approach or a community-based approach. So while it's pretty good advice to just make a start, it's even better advice to start smart by getting clear on the specific types of network that you want to get involved with and why. The second biggest problem with networking is this. I can tell you as an event host, the hardest thing is to walk into a room of strangers. A buzzy room of strangers can feel like you've just walked into a storm of bees, while a quiet event can make you feel like all eyes are on you. But remember, everyone is there in the same boat as you. They're there to connect. And once you get over that threshold and you get meeting people, you will find your feet. You see, that bit where you get out of bed in the morning and you make it to your car, and then you get out of your car at the event and you go into that networking event, that's the hardest part. Once you've cracked that a few times at a few different events, once you've got over that threshold, you're going to begin to meet a wealth of people. You're going to begin to build a support network like you've never had before. And you'll likely meet a bunch of very kind, very caring business people. At least that's been my experience with the networking events that I've emceed. The third problem with networking is that sometimes you leave a networking event thinking, well, that was just a whole bunch of small talk, or that was just a waste of time. But don't worry, networking is a long game. If you come away and you feel deflated, maybe after your first or second event, maybe you went there with false expectations. What you've got to understand is that every conversation has the potential to lead somewhere that's really valuable over time. It's just maybe not going to be obvious right at the outset. In this case, small talk can be your friend, because if we've just met, are you really ready to hear me propose to you that you should buy my stuff? And it's normal to go to a networking event and maybe, worry about coming across as being overly salesy. The trick is just to have a friendly conversation. I like playing this game when I go along to networking events, and the game is not to ask the other person what they do for a living. I'll ask them literally anything but what they do as their occupation. I'll ask them things like, how far have you travelled to be here today? Do you come to this event each month? Where else do you network? Did you drop the kids off before you came to the event this morning? Did you see the game last night? There was this one time at an event in Ireland more than 15 years ago, I met a guy, and we'll call him Barry. Well, that's his name actually. And we even talked about our socks, because we were both wearing brightly coloured socks that day. And Barry and I and our wives are now great friends. I met a member of parliament at an event a while back. He was telling me lots of great things that he had done as a politician. And I have to be honest, I felt a little bit inadequate by comparison. So I thought what I'd do is I'd adjust the conversation to a level where I could feel at home too. So I asked him what he did in his spare time, and he gave me a funny look. And then he said, gardening. So I said, oh right, veg or flowers? And then we just had this most fascinating conversation about gardening. And then there's what happened last Friday night. Last Friday night, I met a guy, and we'll call him Lee because that's his name. And he gave me a masterclass in questions that you can ask without talking about business. He asked questions like, so what's your favourite chocolate bar? Do you have a party trick? Is there a TV series that you're watching right now? Totally disarming. It's real. And it was a really funny conversation. What's more, it was memorable. And being memorable actually is the thing. It's the key to networking. You see, make yourself comfortable, be real, and then you will charm and disarm people. And when you've disarmed them, they'll like you and you'll be memorable. So if you're nervous about networking and you're nervous about talking about your business, or you feel intimidated or inadequate, just play that game. Ask about anything other than business. Be curious about other people and ask them about things that you enjoy and that you understand. Another tip for entering a networking room for the first time is arrive early. That way you can be there before everyone else. You can meet the host, and then you can meet everyone else as they arrive with the host. Let's look at how you build your network for business success. This is the big one. Networking without a purpose is like a snail climbing into a boat that leaves port without a destination and without a motor or a sail. My advice is, when you know your goal, Build a network around it. Literally surround yourself with like-minded people who are on a similar journey to you. To achieve that goal, you might want to find mentors, find potential clients, get industry insights, gain knowledge, share knowledge, become known as an authority or speaker on a topic. Knowing what you're looking for makes your efforts both focused and measurable. And if you're clear on what you want, it is a damn sight easier to find it and know that you've found it when it lands in your lap. So define a goal and build your network around it. My second tip is my 60-30-10 rule. 60% of your networking time is about meeting people and sowing seeds. Then dedicate 30% of your networking time to nurturing relationships that feel right. And then look out the relationships that most closely align to who you are as an individual and your goals. And that then means follow-ups and maybe some virtual meetings or some coffee catch-ups once in a while. And doing this actually can make work life a lot more fun, especially if you're a sole trader. It creates connection for you with other people and other resources, and it makes you more resourceful. Lastly, I spend 10% of my networking time reaping the rewards from my network. So this could be asking for advice, asking for referrals, solving my problem, or generating collaborations. Sometimes these relationships develop into an occasional instant message as well. I've got, say, about 4 people that I'll message maybe 2 or 3 times a week from my network, but I've also got about half a dozen people that I'll connect with in my network almost daily because they've got something that they ask me, or I've got something that I will ask them, or we're collaborating on something, or one of us just found something really funny and just wanted to share it. I value their opinions. I value their friendship. We tap into each other's network. Our views on the development of our community are also very similar as well. And our sense of humour is also pretty similar. This 60-30-10 rule keeps you balanced, and it prevents you from being that person who only reaches out to people when they need something. Networking is about relationships. Be yourself. If you're new to business, there's no need to pretend otherwise. Say that you're new, or that you feel a bit naive, or that you're a bit nervous, because authenticity is actually magnetic. Don't try and be someone that you're not, because if you're being authentic, it will draw people in who will resonate with you. And in all honesty, most people, they just love to feel like they've helped someone. So give them the chance. Networking doesn't end after an event either. Following up is like watering a seed that you've planted. A simple message to say thank you for the chat, or a quick coffee meeting to get to know someone better after the event. Those small gestures can go a long way. Finding common interests and building real friendships is what really matters. And remember, people do business with people that they like and people that they trust. If you're interested in exploring how to grow your business using a networking strategy, then please do reach out. I'd love to help you set specific, impactful goals and help you find not just the perfect network, but the perfect networking skills that feel natural to you, because we're all a bit different. Personally, I love networking. I don't look at it as an opportunity to get something from other people. My focus is on giving. That doesn't mean that I don't ask for what I want, because I do. But if I can help someone make contact with someone who needs specific help, I love to do that. And then I really enjoy seeing where that introduction takes them. My business is called 7-Figure Back Office, and it's about giving director level support to businesses that want to scale. 7-Figure Back Office has sustained itself for nearly a decade, almost entirely on referrals that come from our network. It's business that comes from people who want to see what we do, get value from it, and then refer us to their connections. That is a very powerful form of networking. But more than that, I've been able to make a real impact through the relationships that I've built, and that is what drives me every day. So if you're ready to grow your business, let's connect. Reach out in the comments, find me on LinkedIn, or find my contact details in the description. Let's make networking work for you. But if you're not ready to reach out yet, but you've found this video interesting, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to get all of my latest uploads as and when they drop. I'll see you in the next video.